Hi, I'm Patrice Bisiot, author, executive coach, and a founder of Image Reading. So today, in beautiful New York, back home for a moment, it's time for us to meet, and today's episode is 3 big mistakes made in the modern workplace. Alright, so we are in New York City and my client just hired me because her company is really growing rapidly and she's PR and marketing driven. So she hired a bunch of people and some of them are from the Midwest. So they have a different way to look at life because, okay, let's remember, from one city to the next, everything is so different. And we have been through those episodes before. Not only internationally, but just even in one country, in the US, because what's trendy and sophisticated and cool in New York is going to be a huge faux pas in LA. Same thing from LA to Miami. It is just a cultural thing. It is just how it works. So those people are coming with their own way of looking at life, and that's good. But unfortunately, it's New York, and New York is very unforgiving because this lady has worked really hard and she has not only understood her personal brand but also her company's brand, and she really did a great job at really putting them together and fuse them to have a clean message. But now she feels that this new addition is actually really interrupting that beautiful symphony she has created. So what happened? Tip number 1, don't wear strong cologne. Yes, alright, so, there was a trend in everything. Shoes, purses, clothing, hair, that's great. But, and I mean perfume and colognes, they don't fail the rule. But here, it's a little different because now this is something you're sharing with others. So, this lady in the team, they were having this big meeting, like this heavy duty meeting. And this lady maybe is perspiring a little more than average. So what happened? Her body chemicals are all over the place. They are diffusing this cologne like nobody's business because now the smell is to a point where one of the people around the table had to make a comment to say, something smells really strange here. Where is the lady's cologne? I mean, it was a mix. It was like a flowery, sweet, sort of sugar and flower together. I mean, it could be great in a small note, but when you get the bottle on you, something is going to happen because remember, you are in your home. You have a certain temperature in your house. You jump into your car in public transportation. Then you go back outside. Then you go to your office at lunch outside, back in. Your body temperature keeps changing and so do your chemicals. Well, what happened now? Just that evolution during the day, that cologne is going to transform itself from what it was in the morning until later. That is something you need to be aware of because that could be making you look like you really don't know what you're doing and you actually are bothering others. So remember, you're here in a team environment. Workplace is all about the team. It's all about being next to other people. So remind yourself that what you think is maybe great in your bathroom and in your personal life is actually something offensive for others in the workplace. And that was tip number 1. Alright, so now tip number 2, don't over accessorize. Alright, so this client, as I was explaining, brought some new addition from the middle of the country. And she said, I have an issue with some employees, the way they look. And, remember, she's all media driven. It's all about how the world is looking at her and how she's selling branding and perception and personal branding. So now, these 2 people that she had an issue with are walking into the room for another exercise, but now I'm able to understand what she said because she said the lady looks like a Christmas tree and he looks like from a different era. Okay, let's have these people coming in and let's see what's going on. Alright, so let's get to a little description to give you the visual because we have this lady not only wearing a 3-piece suit, and I'm talking the sweater is matching the skirt, which is matching the jacket. Everything is in one color. I mean, the shoes were the same. Yes, okay. But I was not there. That was not it. Okay, we had a finger covered with, each finger had a ring. Okay. Well, actually, one hand had a ring on each finger and the other one had three. Only one of the three had two rings on one finger. Chandelier earring, the hair was out here. Okay, great. I got the picture. Now, we had the gentleman who not only had two thing in the ear, probably zirconiums, my guess would be from the sheen of it. Yeah, it was not so cute, but let's get a little, So the tie was a little too wide. We had a pin to hold it with gold, like plated gold, with the chain, with the little thingy on the lapel, and the lapel was that wide, but I'm not talking Tom Ford wide, like somewhere in some point of time. In fact, 1993 called me back because they wanted the suit back. That was that bad. I'm talking, okay, I got the picture. So, really to remember and to understanding that we are here to understand that less is more. And I know you know that, a lot of you know that, but sometimes we need to be reminded because yes, for this lady, for instance, each ring had a history, each ring had a story. One was her husband who gave it to her for her wedding anniversary. The other one was her son who gave it to her on her 50th birthday, so on and so forth. I get it. For the gentleman, I don't know, there was some decoration of some sort that represented a personal, consecration of some sort. I get that. But it's really not the place to wear in this. It's all about putting ourselves together and understanding that the branding, the place that you have chosen to work with, and the people you are working with are representing the name at the door. And the name at the door, it starts with you. It starts with your employees. So less is more. Let's clean all this together and let's make it a perfect symbiosis, harmonic, beautiful, flawless team. And that was tip number 2. And finally, tip number 3 for you gentlemen, actually, because ladies, if you recognize yourself in tip number 3, you don't belong into a corporate world, you actually belong into a circus. Yeah. So, because tip number 3, trim your beard. So, I know there's a trend in it. Today, I'm wearing it, actually. I think I'm going to wear it for a few days. I know there is a point of view, but what did I do? I know my brand. What is my brand? What do I want to say? What is my avatar? Who am I speaking with? People that are actually receptive to the way I sell myself. Same thing. I chose a great barber, just that beautiful quality. Everything is like top of the line, the decor and everything. Every piece of hair, the lines, they are perfectly traced because I wanted a point of view in it. I don't just want to grow a beard or a goatee for that matter because that's what I'm wearing. Same thing for you guys. Please, a lot of you, it's only laziness. And I know it because I've seen it too many times where it's like, oh, it's trendy. Okay, it's trendy. But just do pay a visit to your barber every single week, trim it, shape it. It can even be long. There is a point of view for it, and I get it. But you don't live on an island. You live in a corporate world. You live in a world where your branding is the company's branding. The company's branding is reflected by you. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you paying attention to details because once again, the consumer in front of you, whoever you're selling your product or your service is paying attention to it. And on a hygienic, medical, chemical sense of thing, I'm in fashion. In hair grows every possible bacteria and beard even more so because of the density. So please gentlemen, take care of it, condition it, wash it. Now there are products everywhere because it's a huge trend and a huge culture. The beard is actually its own culture. Great. But remember, the way you wear your beard is the way you pay attention to details, is the way you pay attention to yourself, and the way you pay attention to your job. So please, no excuse. Visit your barber every week, just as everything else that you do, methodically with a point of view. All right, thank you very much. You remember info@patricebisiot.com for all your emails. And of course, please share, like, click away, comment, everything you used to do. And I will see you on the next episode.